remembering of Tamil genocide, Mullivaikkal, 18th of May 2009. Remembrance of Tamil genocide, Mullivaikkal, 18th of May 2009. முள்ளிவாய்க்கால் எமது இனத்தை அழைத்ததை மறக்கவும் மாட்டோம். தமிழ் ஈழ தேசிய துக்க நாள் என்றாகும். Remembrance of Tamil genocide, Mullivaikkal, May 18th, 2009. Mullivaikkal, May 18, 2009. In the island of Sri Lanka, the Sinhalese armed forces, who had a long goal to destroy the existence of Tamils, have carried out its peak at Mullivaikkal. May 18 is a stained symbol of Tamil Elam political, social, cultural, economic, ethnic cleansing of Tamils. The war in Mullivaikkal is known to be the most brutal and ever worst war, which deliberately planned by Sri Lankan government against its own citizens. The Sinhala Chauvinist government initiated genocide by rejecting the reasonable political demands which were presented by the Tamils, who carried out 30 years of both non-violent struggle and armed struggles. Mullivaikkal should be mentioned as the platform to join hands with regional and international level army powers to achieve the goal. Evidences were emerging of the usage of internationally banned cluster bombs on people during the Fourth Elam War. There were thousands and thousands of people who are victims of cluster bombs during the final war. Even today, victims who are true evidences exist, who were victims of cluster bombs, banned arms, toxic gas, and cluster bombs were all used against the Tamils in hospitals, schools, and in no-fare zones. The intention of the Sinhalese armed forces is to entirely wipe out the entire Tamil community. Thousands of people died during the aerial shelling and cluster bombs and cluster and phosphorus bombs attack over civilian populated areas. Sri Lankan armed forces also carried out blatantly direct attack on people, and they died with their body being scattered. Thousands of innocent Tamils were killed, including children, elderly, by Sri Lankan forces with artillery attack with Kefir jets, MiG jets, Mi-24 helicopters, and heavy artillery with mortar and sniper attack were used by Sinhalese combatant army. During the later part of the war, it was very difficult to bury the dead. There was no place to bury the dead. People were dying due to continuous bombing on the hospitals though many volunteers were involved in burying the dead at the beginning of the war. The task became impossible to carry out, and they could only clear the bodies from hospital. There was shortage of food, drinking water, and medicines. People were either living on the street or in bunkers. The life was intolerable and miserable for those who were living under those conditions. It is an impossible task even to describe what those people were going through. Around 3 p.m. on the 14th of May, the final attack started on Mulivaikal, and more than 40,000 perished during the 4-day war. Sri Lankan armed forces used banned toxic gas, cluster bombs, and phosphorus bombs to attack its own innocent civilians after declaring places as security zones. Once the security zones were filled with people, Sri Lankan armed forces attacked those safe zones and killed the innocent civilians. These are war crimes and crimes against humanity. Tamil demand justice for the acts of crimes and genocide that was conducted in fury. Tamils are presenting and putting forward strong requests to the international community to stop this continuous ethnic cleansing and demanded justice for Mullawaikal massacre. Though 10 years have passed since Mullawaikal, the living keep on remembering again and again the government genocide of Tamils. The terrible streams of feeling and helplessness, horrible death and suffering and cry of the injured, though those days were stained by the ugly face of repression of government and violent ramping acts of armed forces of Sri Lanka. The days of political, cultural, and economic degradation. Mullawaikal carries the pain of inhuman attack on targets where civilians in hospital camps in safety zones, as per the government, uh, as per the Sri Lankan government record, at the beginning of year 2008, there were 450,000 Tamils in total were living in Vanni area. Only 270,000 were found to be in the open prisons soon after the war and were poised in barbed wire fencing. Liberation Tigers, freedom fighters were believing and accepting the statement of the government about the public pardon surrendered to the armed forces in front of their friends and relatives. 60,000 of those surrendered have disappeared without trace. To date, no one knows what happened to them. Chauvinistic Sri Lankan government showing a blind eye to the issue of missing person. During the fourth Elam War, 150,000 innocent members of public were killed. They all died during the war. In short, 30% of the Tamil population who were living in Vanni area was killed within a year during the war. Tamils were met with most horrible death, rape and murder of young, old, men, women and children. There was indiscriminate murder of Tamils during the war. At Mullawaikal, during the war. At Mullawaikal, there were many people who had lost their possession, who had lost their husband, sons, daughters, wives, and other relatives. Today, those people are living like a walking dead. The possession of the people carried with them when they were displaced from place to place were all destroyed when they were bombed at Mullawaikal. Hundreds of small children and innocent civilians were murdered during the unlawful selling attack by armed forces. Mullawaikal, May 18, is written by blood of innocent that will not 10 that will live not 10 by hundreds of years, as scars of the people Charlotte scars in the people's hearts. During the last week of the march, due to the selling of Sri Lankan armed forces, many members of the same family perished due to the attack in places like Irataivaikal, Ambalavan, Ambalavan, Pokkanai, Idaikadu, and Mathalan, selling heavily gunning and locomotive attacks were conducted aggressively. As it was heavily raining during these continued attack, people were suspected to cause suffering. After declaring Mullivakal and Pudu Mathalan as final safety zones by Sri Lankan government, the true faces of the Sinhalese showed up. They kept on targeting civilians who were in bunkers and continued to attack with phosphorus bombs and shelling. Thousands of Tamil civilians, people have been blackened in this situation. Unidentified and burned bodies of thousands of civilians were buried in the same bunkers where they took safety from the bombing. Civilians starved to death. Hunger took over the Mullivakal. Pregnant women, children, and elderly had to drink highly contaminated water for 3-4 days and fell seriously ill. All the children appeared to be skinned to the bone. Pregnant mothers fell unconscious because of the horrific fear of giving birth to their children during the war situation. The elderly went to unconscious and ended to coma due to the starvation. Further, elders and children who were vulnerable to the infection were diagnosed with diarrhea caused by increased mortality. Most of the humanitarian organizations refused to help the civilians who were trapped in the area with no security in order to protect their own lives. Civilians were forced to help each other with the best they found. All people were surrendered to the soldiers as unable to meet the losses caused by the war. At the time when people crossed over Vattu bridge, the Sri Lankan soldiers separated the freedom fighters from people. Sri Lankan forces still in process of detaining former LTT freedom fighters who surrendered themselves in the final war to interrogate them and take photographs with their family on the other side. Mullivakal was identified as one of the most and worst human rights and humanitarian laws violated place in the history. The political struggles of the minority Tamils have been converted into terrorism activities as well planned by Sinhalese government. Still, militarization and prevention of terrorism are active. The list of degradation is still long and land degradation is still long as land grabbing, prison life of political prisoners and disappeared. Moreover, rebirth of Prevention of Terrorism Act and militarization have been extended. Thousands of female members of the families were forced to lead their families when they lost their husband and breadwinners in Mullawaikal butchery. There are more than 90,000 widows in widows. Northern province is one northern province, and more than 37,000 widows in eastern province. The people who have gone to the edge of the death as victim of Mullawaikal massacre are still faced with political, economic problems and challenges. These people are the relation of the surrendered of the last days of war in 2009. In 10th year, it is unable to think of pain which they experience in the field. They have lost their children and struggled in old age. There is no accountability for their pain and tears. What will the world countries which are bringing Tamils to the street claiming the tigers are terrorists, do they save the Tamils? We can only see the scars of evidence of war here. 10 years have passed since genocide. Extermination of innocent and the destruction caused by the war. A decade has passed with the traces of ethnic cleansing. Mullawaikal, May 18 is the poetry written in with Tamil blood, which will remain remembered not only for the 11 years it remains unforgettable massacre which carries our struggle and the pain for more than 100 years. We request the international community as well as the Tamils all around the world to unite and call for a genocide investigation of war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide of Tamils in Sri Lanka in 2009. And the world had to act. The UN Human Rights Council had to refer the matter of 40/1, which the resolution it has got after the OSL, and it has to be transferred to the General Assembly with the demand to be referred to the Security Council and referred to International Criminal Court for investigation. And the General Assembly of United Nations can set a ad hoc tribunal like Sierra Leone, Rwanda, Kosovo, Bosnia, East Timor. Like that, you can set up the ad hoc tribunal. Tamils demand justice and have been waiting for justice for last 11 years, but still the justice is delayed. So it is the responsibility of the world governments to get justice and accountability and freedom for Tamils. Thank you for listening.